And still in Egypt, President Abdel Fattah Al Sisi met with the Togolese President Faure Gnassingbe on Sunday. Both presidents discussed means to boost relations and also recent international and regional developments. They signed several memorandum of understandings on agriculture, healthcare, culture and sport. In addition to that, Egypt will give Togo a grant to build an Egyptian hospital in the country in order to improve medical facilities. Both presidents also agreed to cooperate to counter terrorism and extremism in the African region as they discussed regional conflicts in Western North Africa and the Sahel region.
Egypt will continue its support to develop Togo in numerous fields through its concerned organizations, training centers and developmental programs, particularly the Egyptian Developmental Program. These existing programs will be tailored to the needs of our brothers in Togo.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your invitation. Since you took office, Egypt has been very keen to deepen relations with Africa. Togo is very pleased to be among the top benefactors of that approach. The MOUs signed clarify that significantly. We will cooperate in many fields, especially those concerning threats to our region's security. West Africa, like many places in the world, is facing the epidemic of terrorism, and unless we cooperate, it will threaten our development and our progress too.
Let's get more details now on this visit. CCTV's Adel Makru is joining me live from Cairo. Adel, what more can you tell us, though, about this visit by the Togolese president and its outcome?
Well, basically, it's a part of Egypt's plan to reach more to African countries. Togo is one of the countries that Egypt has had diplomatic ties with since its establishment in around 1960. And Egypt has been very keen to increase the bilateral relations and boost it a little bit. Currently, Egypt is more of a mediator to some agricultural products that come from Togo and its gate to these products to Europe. Basically, both countries are now trying to deepen these ties even more. We've seen several memorandum of understanding signed between both countries showing good intentions from both Togo and Egypt to expand cooperations in numerous fields: agriculture, in culture, in medical, in healthcare, and several others. Even education, Egypt gives some grant every year to few Togolese students to come and have a full scholarship to study at Al-Azhar University. So there is already some basis for this bilateral relations, but what it seems that both presidents are trying to make it stronger. About 2 months ago, or earlier last month, but at the most, the Egyptian former Prime Minister Mahleb and the current advisor to the Egyptian president has visited Togo to look for opportunities of investment from Egypt to go into Togolese infrastructure, to expand Egyptian investments and try to find more opportunities for cooperation between both countries.
Well, Adel, apart from the Togolese president's visit there at the moment, Egypt is also hosting the King Salman of Saudi Arabia. We've also witnessed President Al Sisi making numerous trips abroad since he came to power. Is this a pointer, though, on Egypt's foreign policy and the direction it is taking?
Well, it is not a secret that Egypt has drastically restructured its foreign policy in general since President Abdel Fattah Al Sisi took office. Egypt has started at that time with a lot of concerns from Europe, from the West in general, and the United States. And he managed to get and turn this into more of an acceptance. It came at a time where Egypt Egypt's membership at the AU, the African Union, has been frozen for some time, and Egypt managed to turn that from not just resuming its membership into the African Union, but turning that into a continental support for Egypt to become Africa's representative in this sessions or the 2-year session of the Security Council at the United Nations. So there is a very strong power in Egypt since it's restructured its foreign policy. It's trying to have stronger ties with Arab countries. Saudi Arabia is one of Egypt's strongest partners since the ousting of former President Mohamed Morsi in 2013. As for Africa, Egypt has been trying to repair and mend the damage that has been caused lately, and what Egypt believes was a key or a main reason for the turbulent relations with Ethiopia and the problems it saw with the Grand Renaissance Dam. So to avoid this, Egypt is trying to put more of a long-term plan to its foreign policy and trying to look for stronger partners, and it cannot see any better partners than those who are close to it in Africa and the Middle East.
Right, Adel Mahroui for us there in Cairo.